Okay, so we got a lot to talk about with this chapter, but I want to zone in on something real quick, and I want to see if you guys follow me with a couple of things I saw, which, I mean, based on how I feel about pudding, yeah, I know how I feel about pudding. Alright, I don't need to get all into that, but there was something about this chapter that kind of made me question a couple of her actions and her character as a whole. Now, when she saw Brooke captured by Big Mom, she was like, he's already captured. I don't need to bring it up. The fact of, his, connections with Straw Hat and everything that transpired or whatever. Why would she hide that? Why wouldn't she just tell Big Mom? It could be that she's scared because Big Mom is fucking crazy and she'll kill anybody. But there was something there that kind of made me question a little bit of this evil Jezebel that doesn't give a fuck. I mean, look how she was talking so candidly about doing all these horrible things to the Vince Smoke and talking to Ray Ju like that, and all of that good jazz, or bad jazz for that matter. So why wouldn't she just so you got good old Brooke from the Straw Hats? That was something that made me question. Then I started thinking a little bit more. We've seen her with her eye open before. Now granted, that's possibly not the true awakening, because it was clear of true awakening. It wasn't just, opening up your eye. But we did see her with her eye open before, and it kind of made me theorize, what if she already opened up that true potential? What if she already has it? What if the reason why she's continuing on to leave Big Mom to believe that, oh no, she hasn't completely awakened it yet, is because in a way she isn't completely evil? Like, there's the possibility that Oda trolled us all very heavily, and she knew that Sanji was outside, and that's why she did that to Sanji, to inevitably save him. I mean, personally, I'm fine with the whole, because I hate Pudding already, and it's a great job of what Oda did. I'm fine with her being evil, but it did make me question a couple things. What if she actually is lying to Big Mom because she doesn't want her mom to gain all that power, doesn't want her to do all these horrible things that Big Mom will do if she knows the whereabouts of Raftel and becomes Pirate King? Little food for thought there, but let's jump into it. So beginning of the chapter opens up with Big Mom having Brooke captured. She got that motherfucker like, yo, I'm about to fuck the shit out of your bones, bruh. And we get to see her three main souls, basically the copies of her, and I think that's a huge connection as to how she's able to do all these powers that she has, the lightning and all this, because again, it's connected via her soul. So whatever these little motherfuckers' powers are, they're her powers too. We got Zeus Thunderhead, Napoleon the Bicorne, maybe it's a common word, but honestly I've never seen it before, and Prometheus the sun. So it showcases her wide range of powers that she has, and it was kind of interesting to see them there, because if anybody gets their hands on them, let's just say, they immediately knock out the sun one, or they immediately knock out Zeus or whatever, I think that's gonna be detrimental to taking down Big Mom. If Big Mom is completely fucked and loses her souls or whatever, I think that's gonna basically weaken the shit out of her, and she could possibly die, because, her putting her souls in these bodies, I'm kind of curious what type of damage it would do to her if they got killed. But the chapter really got interesting after the fact, after we got the little introduction of her little souls, which that was already kind of like, okay, this could be a huge thing that'll fuck over Big Mom in the end, even though it's very, convenient for her with the powers and whatnot. But after we find out that Brooke is in the clear because, his clothing didn't have anything stolen, and she's like, oh yes, I want to shove your bones up my ass. The thing that really started lighting up the chapter for me and got really interesting was the reference to what Roger did. Roger was a fucking real one. Go D Roger, the fucking king of the pirates. Like, so basically Big Mom was somewhat in competition even with Roger back then. I'm kind of curious because we never really got some flashbacks or big time, backstories to Big Mom and what she was doing around that time when Roger became Pirate King and all that. But seemingly Roger tricked this bitch using the power that he has to hear, different things, and he was able to read it, and he fucked her over, screwed her over, and she's like, I'm not making that same mistake that I made last time. So was it that Roger befriended her, got the information from the poneglyph and bounced on her, or either way, that little information made me think, I want to know more. I want to know what was her connection. Like, why was she even around Roger at that time? Was Roger just basically in the same situation that Luffy is in right now? And will the same outcome occur once again? Because she said, I don't want that to happen again. If that happens again, I'm going to look like a complete idiot. Maybe it'll happen again, because Luffy has been doing and repeating a lot of the same things that Roger did in his journey, and I wouldn't be surprised. It could very well be that Luffy hears it, because remember, Luffy can hear, but his, whole control of that power isn't really all there, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But basically, I wouldn't be surprised if he fucks her over as well. Gets a chance to hear the poneglyphs, whether it be from his own powers or whether it be some sort of deception from possibly Pudding, assuming that she could very well do a 180 once again, and all this time she was kind of trying to help Sanji by being that bitch because she knew he was outside. But I truly believe that Big Mom is going to be the laughing stock of the seas after this arc. And then there was something else that caught my interest, because she said, we've got our own ace in the hole that'll eventually develop that same power, the power to, hear all things. And I'm assuming she's talking about Pudding, and that, because later on in the chapter they start talking about her developing this power and eventually she'll awaken it. So she's from the same thing, or the same clan possibly, being a mixed breed, a half-breed, as Roger was. Unless Roger just magically got this power, it could potentially be that Roger's origin has something to do with that clan, the Three-Eyed Clan. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. What if Luffy's from that same clan? What if Monkey D. Dragon's wife or girlfriend, or the woman that he impregnated to have Luffy, is from that clan? And that's why Luffy doesn't really have control of it either, because he's only a half-breed, and that's why he didn't get the third eye, because maybe some half-breeds get the third eye, maybe some don't, but they can still manifest that power. And honestly, all of that stuff just really got me excited and interested, because, first of all, we could potentially be getting a bigger peek into Luffy's origin and his possible mother being from that tribe as well. And it's making me think that however Luffy's gonna get this information, it could be either they straight up steal the poneglyph and Robin can read it, he'll hear it because he hears the voices of everything, and he'll have that knowledge and be able to tell Robin or tell somebody else, or Pudding in the end will backstab Big Mom and give the information. Because again, why wouldn't she just say about Brook? Why would she, oh well, he's captured anyway, there's no need to say anything. It could very well be that she's actually not truly evil, which at this point is like twist, twist, twist. Oda, make up your mind, is the bitch evil or not? As of right now, it just looks like it could potentially be that she's not truly evil, but we'll wait and see. Honestly, as of right now, I'm still saying fuck Pudding, what you did to Sanji, having him cry in the rain with the cigarette. Don't fucking get me started right now with this damn manga. But we had the Tamago versus Pedro fight, and seemingly Tamago is like some sort of fucking Pokemon. He was evolving now, and it was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'd imagine he's gonna be a lot more goofy looking, a lot, like, because he's probably gonna be like a chicken, because it was the egg, and he evolved into like a chicken of some sort. I'm imagining that Tamago is gonna look really fucking goofy and weird as shit next time we see him. But Pedro basically got lucky. I was kind of hoping more so for a fight to the death between the two of them. Again, it's One Piece, and One Piece doesn't do death all the time, but I think it would have been fine with Pedro taking an L, or Tamago, either way, just somebody dying. So Chopper jumping in is like, a bit convenient there. I wasn't too fond of that particular part. I wanted to see somebody take a true L. The bombs went off and Chopper was like, hey, I got a plot device, come over here. And it was a bit emotional. It was basically knowledge that we already have of what happened, but it was emotional when Reiju saved Luffy, dragged him over there, and Luffy said, I'll go to East Blue my damn self and save the Barate, like, don't fuck with me. I was like, yo. And there was a little bit of controversy. I've seen people talking. They were like, wait, so Luffy can tank jumping out of a fucking window and like he's okay? Well, he was pretty damaged afterwards, but people were saying, oh, this and that about Luffy. Essentially he landed on something and he's pretty fucked up. It wasn't that he was completely unscathed from jumping out the window, but I ain't gonna lie, for some reason that panel just kind of made me laugh a little bit when he jumped out the fucking window. It's like, alright, see ya, bitch, I'm jumping out this window now. I'm like, Luffy, stop the savagery, please. And I'm assuming he's going back to that same place where Sanji last seen him and kicked his ass, because that's the fated place of where he's supposed to be. And probably when Sanji does hear about where Luffy's at and what he's up to, he might bring him some food out, because Luffy desperately needs to eat. He's looking completely worn the fuck out. So when Sanji shows up, he'll probably have like some convenient plate of food, whether he heard about Luffy, what he's doing, or whatever the case may be. He's gonna have some food. Luffy needs some damn food if he's gonna survive the nightmare that is Big Mom's vagina. War, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. And with all that being said, a good chapter. Not too many big things, but I think the information that we got and what we can speculate from it was pretty interesting. I want to say a 7.5 out of 10 for this chapter. Good chapter. The best bits was finding out that there is a past between Big Mom and Roger. Whatever Roger, him tricking her, that's a whole other story, but I like that we got little inklings, and it's like, I want to know more about what Big Mom was up to back in those Roger days, because I thought that she came a time after Roger. I didn't realize that she was back then while Roger was competing to be Pirate King. She was on that verge too. What if Roger and her had a kid as well? There's like another sibling to Ace. Oh my god. Ugh, Roger, if you did that, I'm sorry, bro. It must have been a hard night. Roger must have been with his dick hard as fuck, and he was like, oh, this bitch is so nasty, but just suck, Big Mom. Okay, yeah, that was terrible, I'm sorry. And what do you think about the whole chapter? Do you think there's a possibility the reason why Pudding ain't saying about Brook being with the Straw Hats and all that shit and what he was up to is the fact that she truly is good, and it was all a charade to begin with about her being evil? And your overall thoughts of the chapter? You think Margot's gonna come back looking like a big old fucking Sesame Street looking chicken motherfucker? But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm FUNEDWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.